One of the questions I've gotten the most on here when people find out that my kids are multilingual is, how many languages do I speak? So let's get ready for work and talk about my language learning journey. If you're new here, I am French Canadian. I am French Canadian and grew up in Ontario. So French is very much my first language, but there was a lot of English influence around me. Even at the French schools, people would speak a lot of English and you'd get in trouble for it. My parents did a lot to make sure that we maintained our French. And when we were older, we had to pay them a cent every time that we spoke English. And I know I'm aging myself right now because there are no more 1 cents. So I started off with French and English. And then when I was in elementary school, I started taking Spanish as an extracurricular activity. In middle school, taking Spanish was part of the curriculum. When I was in university, I also took Spanish classes. All this to say, at one point in my life, I was like pretty fluent in Spanish, or at least conversational. In university, I did an internship in Senegal in West Africa, and I really tried to learn Wolof, which is the local language there. Nangadef. I obviously didn't become fluent, but the locals were really impressed with how quickly I was able to pick it up. I'm not gonna lie to you though, I was studying. When I was going to bed at night, I was studying the language. Also because I was staying there for 3 months, I was staying with a host local family, and I just wanted to put the effort in. In my early 20s, I traveled quite a bit around the globe. It was my goal to go to every single country in the world, which obviously hasn't happened and probably won't. I'd pick up a few words here and there, and the problem was that my pronunciation was pretty good usually, so people thought that I was fluent, and then that's when I was like, no, that was it, that's all I had. And then I moved to Belgium to do my master's degree. I didn't actually really put the effort to learn Dutch until I met my husband. He's from the Flemish part of Belgium, so he speaks Flemish. He also speaks French, German, and English. The funniest thing though is that when I started learning Dutch, Spanish words would come out. It's like I didn't organize those languages properly in my brain, but now when I try to speak Spanish, Dutch words come out. I now have a very good comprehension of Dutch. Thanks so much for asking these fun questions. Keep them coming. I hope that you have an amazing day. Bye.